super excited about the opposer, right? He's going to be on the show.
Welcome to Man Chat.
Oh, is this where we're supposed to start talking? No one cued me. The doorbell rang and it threw me off. The opposer is here, and I'm getting a new.
Hi, welcome to Journals Out Loud. Apparently.
Welcome to Journals Out Loud. I think start the music again.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
Take two.
I can do this better.
Once more with fervor.
Fix this in post.
Hello, we are Journals Out Loud. I am your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker, here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens. We've got Aaron, we've got Josh, and we've got Brady. And our special guest in the studio tonight is Greg Cope White. Hello, you're our special guest. Yay.
Thank you for having me. Great energy in this room.
We are the show for teens about teens, and we come out of our social network app called Journals, which you can download for free in the iTunes App Store. And if you'd like to give us a call tonight, give us a call at 888-531-7171. If you're listening to the show during the day, if you'd like to give us a call today, it's too late. It happened last night. Greg is an author. Like, I'm reading what it says about you on the internet, and everything on the internet is always true, correct?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comments in there.
Greg Cope White is an author, blogger, television writer, and host, cook, world traveler, inveterate, bon vivant.
I'm so proud of being a Von Vivant.
But how do you get to be inveterate?
Just nonstop. I think the Marine Corps helps you do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll work on that. He also is a former sergeant in the U.S. Marine Corps with a book out about that time, The Pink Marine. And there it is.
It's a great cover.
Are you the
That
pink
is a
one?
great cover.
You're the pink one.
I'm the pink guy. Yes.
No, he's not, Louise. He's one of the other green guys, the pink guy.
I'm all these guys.
Yes.
We are interchangeable. That's the whole point of being a Marine.
Right. And so I've been reading about your book, and I've been reading passages from your book. I haven't yet read your entire book because I'm waiting for the Kindle version.
Which is any day.
Any day.
I don't know. The publisher tells me it's out, then it doesn't show up, so I don't know. But it's coming.
There's this one website where it's like excerpting your book, and so I've been reading it. And
Oh, nice.
yeah,
I'll have to
I
find
think
it.
it's called, I forget the name of the website, but it's a good website. It's been excerpting your book and teaching me how to use the word excerpting in a sentence. So, you are 18, and your friend says, "Hey, Greg, let's go join the Marines."
No, he said, I'm joining the Marines.
Okay.
He said, I'm going to spend the summer, I'm going to enlist in the Marine Corps, spend the summer in Marine Corps boot camp. I'm going to go to Parris Island, South Carolina for 13 weeks, and I'll be back in time for our sophomore year of college.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I love summer camp.
And
That's all I
and
picked up.
Paris.
Paris, who doesn't love Paris? I mean, right now, especially, we love Paris even more.
So
But-
that's the brochure. Then sign us all up.
And boots, hello.
Right.
I am such a boot fan.
And so you got there, and you didn't weigh enough.
Yes, I sort of. This is after we had just finished the Vietnam War. If you can put it in today's thought, imagine that we've just gotten over the 9/11 attacks,
Right.
and you think you're going to go down and sign up. It is a hard sell to build a military at a time of war, because you're thinking, when we're not at war, you're like, oh, that wouldn't be so bad. I'll just go and see the world. But when you're in war, you are put in the shit no matter what. And the Marines, as you know, are first to fight. So I went down there thinking I was doing them a favor. Like, I'm going to sign up. Aren't you lucky? And first they asked about my sexuality. And I was not prepared to ever have that discussion, maybe. And certainly not in that room live in front of a big strapping Marine. So I lied about that and thought I was over and thought I was in. And then I went to the physical and I didn't weigh enough.
Oh.
And I did some stuff to make myself weigh more, and then I weighed in again and didn't weigh enough and did some more stuff. So that's the first section of the book, and I can't wait for you guys to read that because it's funny. And also, you're thinking to yourself, why does this guy want to get in so bad when he doesn't know what the hell he's doing? So, a lot of it was somebody telling me that they didn't want me to do something.
Oh, you're that guy. And so one of the things that I love about the book is that when you're gay, you're kind of lying a little bit every day.
You know,
anyway,
you are. If you know, you are so. I was brought up with the thought that my very nature was wrong, and yet I wanted to exist. I wanted to have friends. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted someone to like me, and so I acted like somebody that I wasn't. I wasn't able to butch it up any more than I can now. for that long a time. Meryl Streep couldn't do that for that long of a run. But
She could do it in an Irish accent.
yeah, but only for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Try doing it for 18 years.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
what movie is Meryl Streep in where she has an Irish
Well,
accent?
it's called Suffragettes.
Oh,
Tangential. Go back to
Yes,
Greg.
it's coming.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So society tells us back then that my basic nature was hated and wrong. I was also raised in the Mormon Church. That was another problem. So to get over that and willingly jump into this hypermasculine world of the Marine Corps, where I didn't know what I was doing, but then to try to find my definition of masculinity in the world already, and then in this hypermasculine world, I'll say it was crazy, but guess what? I got a book out of it.
Questions for Greg, panel.
That's the only reason why I do anything is to get books out of it.
Are you writing stories down now?
Well, we'll see.
Keep a journal. Write it down. You guys have access to blogs.
That's
Blog
why
it.
we're on
I've been
journals.
blogging it up for a year now.
Great.
I did want to ask you, so you're obviously like a famous, fabulous chef.
Cook.
He's a bon vivant. Did you
He's
not
a
read the
bon
bio?
vivant. No, I
You did say
read-
polo player too, right? That
Oh
helps
wait,
you.
yes.
That was my
polo
question,
player.
too.
Okay, go ahead, Brady.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but how did you find that love?
I found it through writing. When you cook, cooking is you get to write that story, cook that story, and then eat that story. So along the way, I've been a television writer for a long time, and I also have blogged for several years. I have a blog, Eat Greg Eat, and then I went on to blog for Huffington Post and Good Men Project, and all the time writing my book and filming television shows and writing television shows. And often when I was stuck at a story, at a point, I would get up and cook. And it made me still feel like I was accomplishing something because I made a dish and I wanted it to be nice. And, cooking is science. You figure it out. So I started doing that as a way to literally get my creative juices going and then feed me. I get so hungry.
Yeah. Well,
John?
cooking is one of those major things. Yeah, John.
I was lucky to find the outlet for cooking. I was very fortunate that Food Network found me.
No, they're fortunate.
Well, my question was similar to his. Was how did you go from being in the services to the cooking? I know you said blogging.
From serving in the Marines
Yeah.
to serving up pie.
Yeah.
When I got out of the Marine Corps, I moved to New York to study acting. And I moved there and studied with Kate McGregor Stewart, who's out here now. Recommend her highly. And then when I moved to L.A., there was a big strike, a writer strike, and there were no jobs. And so I started writing. There were no acting jobs, but I had all these scripts. So I started writing, and I got really lucky. And my first job was for Norman Lear, who writes the foreword to my book.
Oh, really?
Yes, his
Oh,
book,
wow.
if you want to know the history of television, even this I get to experience. He's 93, and his memoir published last year.
My favorite book and my hero.
He's a great guy. We both know him, and he's super. And I got really lucky and got a job for him. I was a PA, and I went on to write on 2 of his shows, and then wrote on a lot of other shows, all kinds of different things, from animation to HBO shows and all television. And then in my side time, I started the blog because I wanted a creative outlet. And the blogging actually helped me find my long-form narrative voice because it's totally different from a script.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's more personal.
And I'm not writing, I'm not writing jokes as much as you get in a script. As you guys know, when you see scripts, you get 8 words to get an entire scene
Right.
across.
And you're
But
writing the voice of that character.
And you're writing the voice of that. And this is in my voice. And if I want to explain what it feels like to walk into a certain room, I can take 10 pages if I want.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, I didn't do that in the book.
Well, your style is as delicious as any food you've ever prepared, and it
Thank you.
What a great metaphor.
kind of hugs you, and you just want to hang out with Greg.
I hope this is being recorded because I'm soundbiting that.
It is.
Absolutely.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be on YouTube.
So
Which shows did you write? I'm wondering.
I wrote on Dream On HBO
Uh-huh.
with the gorgeous Selma Hayek guest starring.
Oh, wow.
Her first U.S. job.
Wow.
And then I wrote on The Powers That Be, which was a great Norman Lear sitcom with Holland Taylor and John Forsythe and David Hyde Pierce and Eve Gordon.
And a very, very, very young
10-year-old
Joseph Gordon.
Levitt.
Oh, really?
Little Joey. And if you didn't see his Janet Jackson video that's been running the internet, it's insanely good. He is a
I
great
love
guy.
him. He did Third Rock After the Sun after that.
He did
right?
After Us,
Yes.
yes. And David Hyde Pierce had not done Frasier yet, of course. And
Oh.
so we had this great cast, Peter McNichol, who did Sophie's Choice.
Wonderful.
With French Lieutenant's woman. Sophie's Choice.
He should have done both if he only got to do one.
I'm
It's
so
a
bad.
shame.
I can't believe I just brain farted.
This is
on that.
great content for a show that's going out to 12-year-olds.
Oh, sorry, guys. Anyway, just to mention the best cast ever on that show.
Yeah,
we had 2
the
seasons
powers
of
that be.
that.
Is that available anywhere?
It's all of them are on YouTube. Every
It's
single one is on YouTube.
So good.
Really
It's
funny.
really, really farcy and fun and political and
And
everything.
a cast that will never be assembled again. And then then Norman Lear had a show, as you know, called All in the Family, and he resurrected the set out of storage and did some research on who was living in that neighborhood now, and it turned out it was a black neighborhood, and so John Amos, that had played the father in Good Times, came on, and he was the father in this family in Archie Bunker's house. That was called 704 Hauser, and we had a lot of fun exploring some different scenarios in there. And then I did some children's animation and tons of pilots. I've got a pilot right now in development with Norman. It's set in a college.
Oh,
It's a really fun pilot.
great.
Very cool.
That sounds really.
I didn't even know that Norman was still working. Yeah,
Oh, he
because-
never stops working. He's got a million plates spinning.
For those of you who don't know, Norman Lear, he's responsible for All in the Family, like you said. Maude? I
Maud,
think.
that was a look at feminism. Mary Hartman,
my
Mary
God.
Hartman. Watch an episode of Mary Hartman. It will
the Jeffersons.
Good
Yeah.
times.
Good times,
Jeffersons,
one
yeah.
day at a time. I was a page. Did I tell you this story? I
No,
know
we don't know your page.
Trish hates it when I go off on tangents, but when I first got to Hollywood, I was a page on all of the Norman Lear sitcoms. And for Christmas, he gave all of the pages a dustbuster. And I was living in a one room so small it only had one electrical outlet, so I wasn't going to be able to charge my dustbuster. So I gave it to Trish, and she never gave it back. She still has
Do you
it.
still
Norman
have it?
Lear's
Do you have a
dustbuster.
dustbuster?
Yes, she does.
Nice. Very good. I'll bid on it. And then he also is involved in he started a great organization, 2 organizations that I love.
Oh, that's
People for
right.
the
For the
American
American-
Way.
yeah.
Right.
Which gets the vote out and does so much stuff. Your generation is super involved in that. And also Emma, the Environmental Media Association, that gives awards and recognizes productions in Hollywood that put on a really interesting and positive environmental message through their productions. So,
Aaron.
So I've got a question. Like I'm hearing, in the Marines, I'm hearing chef, I'm hearing writer, I'm hearing actor, I'm hearing all this stuff. Like it seems like there's a lot of different sides to you. I mean, do you think that there's like a through line that defines you most?
That's
writing
wow.
definitely does that. Writing and storytelling. I'm lucky to have the outlets that I have, and even if nobody was paying me, which it's not a lot of money anyway, if nobody's paying me, I would still find those outlets and do that. I started writing when I was 15, and actors, you get to write some of your own material. Some actors want to be in a show; they create a show for themselves, and then
Seinfeld?
all those people, and Larry David went on to do an all improvised show,
Right.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, so mostly improvised. So no matter what happens, I will always write. And you want to write something difficult, try to write a recipe. It's a huge responsibility, and it's really hard.
Oh, I would mess that up.
Yeah, I
would
don't
not
know
be
the
good at-
abbreviation for tablespoon.
Yeah, I would confuse that with
TBLS.
teaspoon.
I probably have maybe 15 or 20 recipes on Eat Greg Eat, and I'll cull those and publish a cookbook one day. But just developing those recipes and writing them down, it's really hard. If you forget to say, take the pot, fill water,
Right.
Because you know it.
You could
And the
burn
same is
down a
with the story.
building.
The same as with the story. Writing this book was a great lesson in continuing a metaphor. Building transitions that are logical. I know these stories in my head really well. These guys in my platoon in boot camp, they're living in my head. They've been living in my head all this time. But I have to explain them to you. I have to set them up. I have to tell you who came from where and why they're going to say this. But just characters, and that's training that I got from sitcom writing. So all these roads, the through line that you're asking about, really always come back to the writing.
That's
Everything we does informs everything we're about to do. And it's all good lessons. And it's like, oh, I know how to do this because oddly I did that and I didn't know why I was doing that, but now I know.
And I admit I've wasted some time. If I went through a year and I did something that wasn't directly going towards the career that I wanted, but still I gathered information and stories. So I shouldn't probably have said wasted time, but I did take some tangents. The cooking thing is a lot of fun. There's also, as you all know from being in production, there's if you take a work week, there's about 10 minutes that you're actually in that production, and then there's 1,000 hours where you're doing other stuff.
Yeah.
The book is like that as well. I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. First draft, second draft, third draft. Then you have to look for an agent. I had a totally different agent from my TV agent. My TV agent could give a shit about a book. And then the marketing and the book platform. You guys right here, this is a part of my book platform.
Oh wow! So
We're
we're being
excited about
used.
that.
You
Dun,
are.
dun.
Yeah, I'm whipping you like a
Brady-
polo pony.
Before we get to your question, Matt, do you have that picture of Greg in the Army or in the Marines? Sorry. When people say Army, are you offended? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Marines.
Yes. The Marines are the best.
Yes.
Look.
So,
I'm
Brady-
also gay. We like the best. We like an upgrade.
The middle guy, the handsome one, is
Uh-huh.
Greg.
That's my old nose, by the way. You show me somebody else with the balls to go on a TV show with their old nose.
I didn't. I like all your noses.
You've gotten a nose
There we
job?
go.
Oh wow! I
yes,
can't even tell.
and I'd had one nose job when I was in there. All this is in the book.
Okay,
But,
really quickly, without thinking, the first name of the two gentlemen standing on either side of you.
Steve, that you see right now, that's
Right.
Steve Long, great guy. He is a cattle rancher.
He is.
Oh.
And then the other guy's Jim.
Jim from the Village People. That's right.
He is so Village People. We're at 29 Palms, California. We were out there for 2 weeks, and it was in the summer, by the way, about 120 to 130, and several people did die, I'm sorry to say. And when they told me I was going to Palm Springs, kind of like the same naivete I thought about going to boot camp, they said, "You're going to go 2 weeks in Palm Springs." I thought, yeah, I am. I'm going to get a tan. I'm going to be by the pool. No, we had to have our shirts on all the time. Those are called blouses. Our camouflage blouses on all the time. Our heads covered. I thought, how am I going to get a tan with this hat on? It's called a cover. And but it was to protect us. And so the reason the guy's wearing the red shirt is because we went through so many clothes that we would run out of the military issue stuff, the required stuff. And it's okay when you're in the field. Kind of anything goes when you're in the field. Officers don't wear their shiny emblems because you don't want to salute them, or the enemy might kill them. So
Okay.
Right.
it's a little more relaxed in the field.
So we are going to dive into questions from actual kids in the actual world. Are you prepared?
I love
Yeah.
it.
This
All
is
right.
man
Yes.
chat.
All right, Man Chat starts right now.
Again.
Brian Lee writes,
Can we start off actually with a couple shout outs?
"Of course."
Hello.
Josh, you
Josh
were
is a
you were
shout-out
in the
guy.
app telling people
Was that a shout out
you-
to Adele?
That was a shout
Hello,
out to
Adele.
Adele. You have to sing it though.
Every
It
week I
doesn't
always
work.
do some sort of shout out something. This week was try to guess my favorite and least favorite Thanksgiving items. And Kit Kat 24 guessed that I hate cranberry sauce. So yeah, we both hate cranberry sauce. And Space
I'm going to
Ghost-
make you a good cranberry sauce. Do you have it with orange in it?
No.
I need to make you some cranberry sauce.
It makes it less tart,
I'm
right?
gonna-
Right?
You
I'm
More
gonna
sweet,
hit you
less
up.
tart.
You've been screwed over.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cranberry is one of those.
And then
fruits I
Space
don't-
Ghost, who has been continually be getting shout outs, also likes stuffing.
It's my favorite part of the
Everyone
meal.
loves the stuff.
Yeah.
I like a sandwich out of it the next day, cold out of the fridge.
Yes.
You have to leave a lot of room on your plate for stuffing, and then pile other things on top of it because it provides a nice foundation so that you can actually build. If you do the stuffing last, then you might have like a little spillover.
No, I'm the person who just puts the stuffing on the plate, nothing else. So
Just the stuffing.
Yes.
That's good for seconds.
And there's a big controversy whether you call it stuffing or dressing.
oh,
I've
depends
heard
on where
that
you're
too.
from.
I've
you
heard
call
that
it dressing?
too.
Yeah.
I call it
We don't stuff our bird.
It
We make a
sounds
separate
like
casserole.
clothing, though.
So I hear that that's like a thing in the South more. It's called.
And maybe it is. I am from Texas, and maybe it is. If it sounds like clothing, I would wear a dressing. Absolutely, I love it so much. I just want it all.
I
over.
would wear it.
I understand. I understand how that is.
All right. So any other shout outs from anybody?
No.
Give us a call at 888-531-7171. Talk to Greg Cope White. Brian Lee asks, any first kiss tips?
Oh. We should let somebody else start.
Joshua.
Just be yourself and let it happen. Don't think about it.
You can't be yourself if you've never kissed before, because
Just-
who is
well,
you kissing if
just
there
don't
has
think
never
about
been a
it.
you kissing?
Well, here's the thing. The first kiss is never not awkward.
Right.
So you need to go
That's
into
true.
it with everybody like accepting that, right? Like you go in, it's gonna be awkward. That's okay. Is it gonna work? Maybe not. But I'm gonna practice.
Were you transparent with the? Do you remember your first kiss? I'm like
Yeah,
100,
how
so it's
awkward.
hard for me. Are you transparent and say this is my first kiss?
No,
Yeah,
in my
I
head,
was.
I'm like, we're kissing. That was my thing. But
I was.
I don't think I was
My first girl
transparent.
kiss is in this book.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
dish. Okay.
It was a little awkward.
I don't
Alright.
think I was transparent with my first kiss, but it was really awkward. So.
Yeah, it was as awkward as Brady and Aaron's high five earlier. It was-
Oh, yeah.
It was
Did you
really-
miss?
I don't know.
They
I mean,
missed
we always
three
do.
times,
No, the
Greg.
worst part
They
was
missed
it was
3 times.
awkward and we didn't miss.
And then
Yeah.
they tried again.
No, but wait, this happens every single time I walk through the doors. He always raises his hand for the high five, and I miss it.
That's because then he goes.
Why
Then
aren't you expecting it now?
It's a Jew thing. It's a Jew thing. That's
Yeah.
what it is, really.
Right.
It's Jews don't high five.
What about when you go to hug somebody and they weren't going to hug you, and so you pull away, and then they
my
move
God.
back in to hug you?
Don't even. I have nightmares about these scenarios.
or what about when you go to hug someone sideways and then they publicly announce, "Oh, I guess we're hugging sideways."
Right.
yeah, don't do that.
But any first kiss tips? I like what you were saying about just be yourself and just relax.
All right, so I have a
don't
personal
open your
question
mouth
for
too
Greg
far.
Copewhite.
No.
Your first kiss with a girl versus your first kiss with a boy.
Well, again, to get back to that authenticity thing we were talking about,
Right.
I knew from a very early age that I would rather play with Ken, but I should really be playing with Barbie, although I shouldn't. You know what I mean? I should be. I wanted to kiss Ken, and I was supposed to hang out with Barbie. But I will tell you that when that kiss happened with the girl, it was forced. We were forced into a situation like a 7 minutes in heaven thing, and I was ready to go for it and go through with it, and she pulled back.
Oh.
Oh.
And that was so there was an inauthenticity there that I was sort of happy about because I thought, oh, good, that's over.
Yeah.
And then when I did kiss a guy, it felt great. It was it was plugging that plug into the socket.
Brady.
I feel like your instinct kicks in.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you just sort of have these like motions that you naturally do.
That
'Cause-
humans know how to do.
Yeah, because I mean, and I
The
think
word
that,
attraction.
Oh, Aaron.
Yeah.
So I think that you're partly right, but I also think that like every time you see a kiss in any media, almost every time they're lying. That's not how kissing works, right?
Oh.
Like if you're mimicking the way that they kiss, it's probably not quite going to work.
What do you mean?
perfectly.
What are you talking
But no
about?
kiss is alike. Like all people kiss differently, and so there's no right or wrong. Like I would say for first kiss, I would say no tongue. Like let's just.
Yeah, no tongue.
That's absolutely. But my point is like you're probably gonna start off being awkward and like deprogramming from your expectations, and then moving into this new rhythm you have with this
Right.
person you're kissing.
And if
right?
the tongue happens after a while, it should be okay. But start no
Right,
tongue. But if
right.
it's such an amazing kiss and there are rockets going off everywhere
Yeah.
and you are both into it,
Then go.
and that tongue starts out, it's going to happen because it's just going to happen.
Stick your tongue in their ear.
Wait,
Brady.
And then no matter what, just pull back and go, what were you thinking?
No, so here's the thing, like regarding tongue and like the questions, like, oh, is this okay, right? Like it's okay to ask, right? Like if tongue
Yeah.
happens and it's like, and there's some pullback, it's like, oh, sorry, are you okay with that? Like I didn't mean to like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you guys are in a different generation than I was. We're going to celebrate, World AIDS Day. I think the 26th World AIDS Day on December the 1st. And you guys were raised always with AIDS present in your life. So
Yeah.
you've been more open and communicative about those sorts of diseases. We didn't have that. We had to learn about it, and we're still having conversations about that.
But the big problem for our generation now is that like a lot of us see AIDS as like an 80s 90s thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we're like massively aware. Granted, like we have more precautions than ever. Like we have all of the our generation uses those things a lot more, like
Yes,
sexual protection.
But it's not over, and the problem is with if you get in the mindset that it's over,
Yeah.
then you relax into having unsafe sex.
But that's what
and
we're doing
that's the
now.
problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. Keeping that message going to
Yeah.
the
That's
fight's
important.
still on.
yeah.
I think it's very important, and it's not just for heterosexuals. It's all the risk of pregnancy. Causes people to be safe, and but we should always keep ever present that even without AIDS, there's still a lot of other sexually transmitted diseases that
Love.
you will, and that herpes. There's no cure for. You just have it for the rest of your life.
It's
So you
like
grab
glitter;
it.
it just keeps going.
Yep.
It's in your shoe. What?
God.
So just be safe. All right, next question. Anonymous, would you like to read it, Brady? But
Yeah, I would actually.
Okay.
I'm 18 and curious about my own sexuality. I strongly believe that I'm bisexual, but I'm having trouble coming out and telling people that I am. I've told a few, but I want to just be open about it without shame. How can I do that? I know what I feel and who I am, but I just find it difficult to openly admit it. I think it's fear of judgment. How can I get over that and just be open about it?
Greg,
You just have to be yourself. That gets right back to it. Anonymous, you say a lot of great things in here. You say that you're okay with it. And that's the most important thing. We wake up and go to sleep with ourselves alone. Whether you're married to somebody for 50 years, you wake up with your own thoughts and you go to sleep with your own thoughts. So accept yourself and love yourself. And then when you feel comfortable, you'll know it. It's just sort of like the first kiss. And everybody might not be totally cool with it. Plus, bisexuality has a lot of controversy just in that definition.
Yeah.
And so, but first, just own your own truth and be confident. And if you feel great about it and you're fine with it, maybe you won't ever tell anybody. Live a happy life, but don't worry about judgment. Fuck those people, by the way.
Yeah.
But if you do fuck those people, use protection.
Ooh, telephone.
And can I just say, like, you put up a great point. Your sexuality is kind of like your business, meaning that people know because you told them, because you wanted to tell them. No one needs to know. And like, if you want to share that with people, you should. But if you feel safe, that's like the key.
Wait, it's his business? As in,
Yeah,
like, he
and-
makes money off of it?
What?
You should also
It's
remember,
sexual.
when you're thinking about your sexuality, it doesn't have to define us. You introduced me with about 18 things. Did you even say I was gay? Did these guys know?
You're gay?
Yeah, it's not in my bio. I'm an incredibly proud gay man, but it comes up. I forgot I was gay when I joined the Marine Corps. I wasn't planning on that question. But so just remember that doesn't have to define you. I'm gay for maybe an hour. And and then the rest of the time I'm just this.
You're Greg.
I'm just Greg.
So-
So don't let that define you.
A lot depends on your household, your town, your school, the people that you're around, because safety has to come first. So I always say to kids that the first thing is, if you know that you're safe physically, then talk to your parents, because if you
and financially.
Yeah.
and financially, if you had a gay kid, you would want to know sooner rather than later. And most parents don't walk up to their kid and say, "Hey, Tommy, are you gay? Because you seem pretty gay." They're not going to
That
ask
happens.
you. They're going to wait for you to tell them. So if you've got awesome parents, they want to know the sooner the better. So it really just depends on your home and the people around you in terms of safety. Let's go to the phone. Who's there?
I think it's Space Ghost.
Lyric is on the line.
Oh,
Hi, Lyric. Where are you?
Hi!
Where are you?
Why did you
I'm
call?
San Jose.
You're in what?
San Jose.
Oh,
She
okay.
knew the way to send her.
Do you have a question? You knew the way to get there?
Lyric is usually on the panel.
So, Lyric is usually on the panel.
She missed you guys so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I don't know why, though.
Do you have a question for Greg, or do you want to comment about our question? Don't sit on your phone.
Well, I don't know if you guys are still on that question about the person who wants to, is scared of judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
we are.
That's the question.
We are.
Okay. Yeah. So, because I've been watching this. So, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, say
Okay.
say your thing.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that, just, I say this a lot, but, just feeling like you're good and cool with who you are inside and you accept you is going to make you feel more open to sharing yourself with others.
Oh,
nice
Lyric's been
robot
abducted.
I love it.
Cool.
Do you
Oh
identify
my
as a
God.
Dalek?
What?
Well,
No,
just
miss
your
you.
your voice was breaking up a little bit, sounding. Yeah, so
Oh,
we're gonna have to jump off, Lyric. Thank you so much for.
Wait, can you?
Have fun, guys.
I want to
We love
slam
you,
the
we
phone
miss you.
on her.
We love you. We miss you.
Bye.
I don't even know you, and I
Guys
love you,
too.
Lyric.
Oh, Lyric is the best.
All right, have a
Lyric
good show.
is great.
Lyric is the best.
Bye, Lyric.
We
Bye,
love you,
Lyric.
Bye bye.
Why did she call?
Because
She
she's
didn't have
cool.
to. I know. She,
Because
yeah, no,
she's
I.
not here and
Because
she
she's
wants
cool.
to still chime
She wants
I
to be
love-
on the show.
Look, I love that she called. It's fine.
Just wait till
No
you're out
one
of
wants
town.
to be replaced
Oh.
in
Your
Hollywood.
I'll be calling
true.
from another country.
You stay on it.
No,
All right,
I'll be
let's
calling.
jump to the next question. Aaron, would you read the question from Lemonade Love?
I would.
Ooh.
I'm in love with my best friend, and she feels the same way. We've kissed heaps of times and are really close. Only problem is, I'm 12, she's 13, and we're both gay. I feel like this is too young to have a first kiss, let alone multiple gay kisses. Let alone multiple gay kisses. I also know that 12 is too young to have a relationship, but I still really want her to be my girlfriend. I think I'm growing up too quickly, but I can't help it. I want to be in a relationship with her. Help?
Brady, you're
I just
really,
want to
really
respond.
too quick to offer help to 12-year-old lesbians.
No,
but
this-
go ahead.
It's just the fact that
Brady going like
I love
Jeopardy.
how candid they are.
Yeah.
They're like
It's cool
Yeah.
that this is the world we live in. It's so free to just be yourself.
Yeah.
And that she's even worried about, am I growing up too soon? Go ahead.
Well, she's like almost defiantly I feel like this is too young to have a first kiss, let alone multiple gay kisses.
Right.
That's
like-
my new favorite phrase is multiple
Yeah.
gay kisses.
I mean, I think
They're
that
awesome
like
kisses.
when I was in middle school, like people were already kissing in
Yeah.
in sixth grade.
yeah.
And that happens.
Like
And
there's kids that don't kiss at all until after college, and then there's kids that kiss a lot at 12. It just
Well, the
everyone's
first question was a lot of anxiety about the first kiss.
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah.
keep it locked up,
Yep.
and there's
Yeah.
no. You bloom when you bloom.
exactly.
that's true. Yeah.
Amaryllis only blooms at Christmas.
What's
that?
that?
It's beautiful.
The
Josh.
amaryllis bloom. It waits once a year.
The amaryllis? That's a very Texas word. Amarilla. I've been to Amarillo, Texas.
Oh, there's a flower also.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
No, there's an entire town that only blooms at Christmas. That's in a Tim Burton movie. Go ahead, Josh.
go.
Oh, I just want to make the distinction. Like a kiss is a kiss, and there's
Exactly.
there's no distinction between gay kisses and heterosexual kisses and bisexual kisses, whatever you want to call them. A kiss is a kiss, and like you shouldn't be worried about like just feel what you're feeling and
Absolutely.
do that and be who you are. Like
Yeah, and say
And I want to push this
yeah.
relationship thing. You
Yeah.
ask if 12 is too young to have a relationship.
Right.
Yes, it is. I can
Yes.
tell you that yes, it is. However, you have an amazing foundation here of a friendship. Cherish that friendship. Just
Yeah.
focus on all the words that you wrote in here. Keep that best friend. Keep that friend because there's not a person that your parents, if they're still married, are going to tell you that they're best friends. And you want to love that person. So you've got it. You've got time for that relationship.
And it's okay to say to this girl, I love kissing you, but let's not grow up too soon. You only get one childhood. Let's go. Let's, pump the brakes a little, but let's hang out and let's enjoy this. Go ahead, Aaron.
I think you were up first, right? Were your hands up?
my hands were not.
No, okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
Do
So,
we
yeah.
have a call?
We do, but I'm going to throw it to Aaron first.
Okay.
So, yeah, so in terms of is 12 too young, that's really complicated. I think that like saying no, I mean, like I've met people who are 12 who I feel much more comfortable being in relationships than people I've known who are like 20. Like
Yeah.
they just it's
Emotional
really-
maturity.
emotional maturity. Like, and this person seems very with it, and so I can't go out on a limb and say that your 12 can't be in a relationship. But I will say to you that your life will be very complicated in a relationship at 12 or 13 because you don't
Yeah.
have your own transportation, you probably don't have your own money.
And
It's
you're-
very difficult to spend time with your significant other at
Those are two very important parts of a relationship.
And you're
Yes.
not moving in together. And I don't care.
True.
All right, we're going to go to the phone real
Yeah.
quick. Who's there? Hello. Thank you for calling
Hi.
Journals. Who's this?
Space Ghost.
Hi,
Oh,
Space
hey,
Ghost.
Space Ghost.
Whoop, whoop. How you
Perennial
doing?
caller.
Do you have a question for Greg, or do you want to comment on our topics tonight?
The question that was up before I called, I don't think 12 is too old to have a gay kiss.
Wait, you don't think 12 is too old to have a gay kiss?
I mean, too young.
Oh, too
Yeah,
young.
yeah.
Okay. So it's what Josh said, a kiss is a kiss is a kiss. Just if you're 12, be careful with kissing.
Yeah, just as long as you don't go further, then
Mhm.
you're okay.
Yeah, it can be very sweet to kiss someone. When was your first kiss?
I was in the fifth grade.
You in the 5th grade?
Oh, wow.
You beat me. I was
Yeah,
like
you
a
beat me
senior
too.
in high school. So
Josh was married off at 13.
You waited.
He was a child bride.
To a feudal lord.
Wait, how old are you in 5th grade? How old was that?
10 or
Oh.
11, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, no,
Pretty
that
much.
no.
I was in ninth grade, freshman year, and I just started dating a girl, and I was scared. I was very very scared. It was a white fear that confronted me in the woods.
Show your fear.
I was strict with it, like the prick from Lady Mab's blade. I don't even know. Anyway, I was scared, very 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 scared.
Aaron, would you like to reveal your first kiss?
Yeah, it was just sort of. I was out on a double date sort of thing,
Mhm.
and the other couple had gone out to get coffee, and my girlfriend at the time, she was out getting coffee, and then she had come back first, and we were just kind of sitting next to each other, and I looked at her, and I'm like, I should probably do this now. This has been on my mind for a while. I'm just gonna go
Wait,
for
in
it.
public?
how old was
Yeah.
you though?
At
I was 15. Yeah.
But that monologue was in your head.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so this has been on my mind for a while. I know that she definitely wants to kiss me, and I haven't been feeling it, but I think now I kind of do. I'm gonna lean in and see what happens. And at first she was like, oh, but not like a bado. Like like happy. Like okay, yeah, sure, let's do this.
Oh, she was waiting for it. Obviously.
Yeah, and she'd already that was not her first kiss, so she was like, let's do this, and I was like, okay, there it is. All right then.
Wait, were you ready to just mac with that girl in public?
It wasn't.
Where
like
were you?
It wasn't like a makeout. It was like a kiss.
No, but where were you?
It's not like you
It was
made
at a
like
Starbucks in
It was at a Starbucks. Was it a populated Starbucks at the time?
It was kind of a little late, so not super crowded, and it
So
was
not
outside.
but there were
it was
people
outside.
there.
It was outside
Okay,
the Starbucks.
but were there people who could see you?
a few?
And you just macked on this girl?
No, it was a single kiss.
It was
This
a
is
single-
what caffeine can do.
like a.
Yeah, you were
Hey,
totally
I'm just
jacked up.
interested. I had my first kiss in a park where I made sure nobody, because if I go in for that first kiss and it's in a public place, people are looking at me like that.
Mine
takes
was in a public
every-
place though,
Where was yours?
in the school hallway.
What? Why?
Severely public.
What is wrong with you both?
Rating yourself up for
Yeah,
teen
school-
ridicule.
School
Bra-
hallway, and then yeah.
I have to lock myself in a room if I want to take off my shirt. I don't get it. How are you? How?
Well,
Well, there's
I-
not a lot of privacy when you're 14. You're with people.
Yeah,
And it just happens. It sounds like you
I
felt
wasn't
the
14
moment. That gets
though.
back to your the very first question is just be honest to yourself and you know when
Yeah.
you want your any first kiss tips, you just gave the answer
yeah.
again right there.
First kiss tips. Do it.
Felt right. It felt right.
Starbucks.
Not Starbucks. I mean, no coffee.
Thank you for calling, Ghost. We love you,
Space
Space Ghost.
Ghost.
Next question from Zombies. I get tons of anxiety when trying to make friends, and because I require validation and attention, I struggle with keeping my mouth shut, I guess, question mark. Is there any way to know that a group of people don't hate you without asking them and looking like a fool? Okay, Brady.
Okay. I just want to read the author's
No,
note.
don't, because...
Oh no,
because Jenny asked that these are notes for you guys, and don't
Okay.
read them out loud, but you can definitely share those thoughts.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I actually kind of disagree with it. Anyway, yeah. I mean, honestly, the only way to make friends is to be gregarious, right? I mean, you
My
have
name's
to.
Greg.
Greg,
That's the next book.
I was really hoping that would be your response, by the way, when you said the word gregarious, and you did it. So thank
Wow.
you.
That's
Thank you.
perfect.
My blog was almost called Gregarious.
Oh, I'm sure there are like 1,000 other Gregs already that have taken gregarious
I don't
as their
feel
own.
special at all. Thank you. No, it isn't taken. Actually.
I think you're special.
Okay.
So the thing though is that you do have to be outgoing to give people a chance to know you, and you should always assume that people want to like you, because our
Yeah.
first instinct upon seeing a new face is, I want to like this
definitely.
person. So never assume that people don't like you. Assume that they like you.
Remember that when you walk in a room, you're generally welcome. People wish success on us.
Yeah.
You know, if, when
And
whether
they
you're
like
going
seeing
to a
new
school,
people. Like, people leave their house to go see people. If they didn't want to see people, they'd stay home.
Yes, choose your battles, choose your arenas. You know, I moved around. I went to 13 schools in 11 years. I was always the new kid.
Really?
And that is a horrible feeling. I literally graduated at 16 as a junior because I think records just got jumbled up and mixed around, and they didn't know. They're like, "Oh, you're done." I was like, "I'm just a junior."
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You must have been smart.
I did go to a special school where grades come
Oh, I see. Okay, okay.
But I did. I just want to say that moving around a lot, and I was not in a military family, always made me the new kid. And that I thought about that when I was reading this question, because yes, it's always a struggle to make friends. But you know, getting back to what we're saying, you know, to beat the same drum, be yourself, be authentic, and find those places where that feels right.
Yeah.
Screw what those other people think.
And just keep in mind that you need friends, and so do other people, and you are a potential friend. So you are of very high value innately.
And be nice.
And be nice. Exactly, Greg. Very good. Aaron.
Speaking of being nice, I think that if you walked into a room and someone who knew nothing about you decided to hate you, then they're the person with the problem and not someone you should spend any time with ever for the rest of your life.
I totally agree.
So
Well, maybe next
Person that you,
that you
hate,
want
that
to
you
marry.
will end
Yeah,
up with.
exactly.
because you have
Right.
to hate them
But-
at first.
But there's a reason that's only in movies.
So-
Basically, if you are absolutely certain that someone hates you and they know nothing about you, then they're the person with the problem.
Or
but,
prove them wrong.
But well, it doesn't matter at that point. Like they're worthless to you.
Wow, Aaron.
Oh.
Aaron, that's a little
Oh my
harsh.
gosh.
Go, Brady, go ahead and argue with Aaron.
Well, okay, yeah, I actually do. I mean, like, maybe I'm just being a little bit too literal, but I think that, you know, like, most people hate people. You know, I mean, most people. It's true. I think in high school, especially if you're like coming into a new school, like The way I always saw it was like, okay, everybody here knows everybody else, you know?
Oh,
Like,
I had that feeling constantly.
Right? Yeah, you must have. And I don't. I mean, it's the same thing in your professional life because when you're coming into a new workplace or a college or whatever, people already have their established groups. So how do you break into that without being like, "Hi, I'm here now"? You know?
do that
like,
by you. I gained skills from switching schools all that time to where now I do feel comfortable, and the Marines gave me a lot of confidence as well.
Right.
I do feel comfortable walking into a new situation and shaking hands with someone. Sometimes I don't want to do it, every day, but you do to get back to it again. You're happy with yourself. You're confident with yourself. Just go in, and if it's not a good situation for you, like the person clearly doesn't like you, move on. Go to the next room.
But
Become unannoying. That's not going to work for anybody.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Or I mean, like what? My question whenever I hear, "Oh, I'm so annoying," what is annoying? Because for some people, that's talking a lot, but talking a lot isn't necessarily like a detriment to your personality.
No,
It's
I
just,
agree.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
No, but if you think you're annoying, then that's your clue. That's your little voice telling you to listen.
And that's a great word.
True.
Listen. You can
Absolutely.
talk all you want as long as you're listening too,
Ooh.
and you're not just having a monologue.
Right.
Listen to the other person.
Yes, and by the way, I heard this one time, and it's always stuck in my head because I really like this. The best way to make friends and the best way to get people to like you is by being a good listener. Just listen to what people have to say. Just sit down and ask them questions. And
And at the end of the
listen.
conversation, they're going to go, "Wow, you totally get me."
That's
I love
true.
you. It really, you're right. It's a great. I agree with you totally.
But I think that's like, one of the things about like the present specifically and what we're teaching our kids is, and I think it's great, all of the, be yourself, march to the beat of your own drum stuff. Like that's all good. And we haven't necessarily had that now, but I also feel like there's a problem point where people become, and I was like this too, because I grew up with all of the be yourself stuff, that was on every kid's programming when I was a kid. And I got to a
wrote
point
some
where
of
probably you probably did write some of the shows I watched as a kid because I don't know. Anyway, there was a point where I got to high school and like middle school and stuff where I'm like I'm me. I'm not going to listen to anybody else. And if anybody can't handle me, then too bad. Suckers.
Were you happy?
No.
So did you fix that behavior?
Yes, but that's the thing. Like I don't think that be yourself is enough. I think that there is a point where you have to look at yourself and be like, okay, what am I doing? If you're afraid about being weird or unliked or something, what am I doing that makes people not like me?
Being kind always works. If you
It
can
does.
if you can, I am such a nice guy. Food Network literally didn't put me on the show, something kitchen.
Is it Hell's Kitchen?
No, that's another one where you get handicapped.
Cutthroat
Kitchen. Cutthroat Kitchen.
They would not put me on Cutthroat Kitchen. Not that I was asking to go on there, but they said we couldn't put you on there because you would literally be too nice.
I have a tip.
That's amazing.
Bring cake pops.
That's true.
Bring
yes.
cake
Yeah,
pops.
everybody just
If you
really-
have something that somebody wants.
And part of your self journey, you found you didn't like some of the behavior that you were exhibiting. So you switched it, probably by being a little nicer and more open.
Possibly, yeah, but there are always kids in I don't know if you know those kids in high school.
Well, I was homeschooled, so
That's right, you were. So you don't know anything
So you're
about what we're
speaking to
talking
me.
about.
I'm
sorry.
vaguely.
I'm gonna tease you about being homeschooled.
Well, here's the thing, because these cliques and everybody already knows each other. Like I went to homeschool groups, the exact same things.
Who was in your clique? Your mom?
Oh God.
Of the three of you, the one that went to homeschool has the best posture.
He does. Yeah. Oh
Thank
my
you,
gosh.
'cause-
Okay.
Well, just to add
saying.
to what Brady's been saying is that I think just saying to kids be yourself, they find it confusing because they don't know who they are yet. And like, who is that? And there's
Yeah.
there's a version of yourself that you are when you're with grandma. There's a version of yourself that you are when you're, with your dad. And there's a version of yourself that you are when you're with people that your age that really know you. And then there's a version of yourself you are when you're with people that you're afraid they're going to make fun of you. So you don't really know ever in life, but especially like at 12 or 14, like who's me?
I think keeping your sexuality secret, in my case, definitely made me act a little different. I always was the nice guy. I was always the friendly guy. I befriended, jocks and football players
Yeah.
and cheerleaders and those people because I wanted to go to those parties and be in that group. but I couldn't really be myself because I didn't want to get beaten up.
But were you always funny? Because that helps.
Funny does help. I was always the funny guy. I was date bait. I was, guys would use me to go
Date
to talk
bait.
to girls. So, and yeah, being funny, I think that does help.
Yeah.
And that's a tool you can use. And you're like, okay, well, I have that, or I'm musical, or whatever you are that makes you feel like I can own this portion. I know I have that.
They'll never take that away from me.
But sometimes people are really good at something, but they're not good at necessarily being cool when they make that first conversational attempt, and then they feel that everyone is just glaring at them and thinking, oh, that was a really stupid thing to say, and then they dig themselves deeper. Brady.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, building your confidence as opposed to just just be yourself. I think that's good, but you have to identify who is yourself first, because most people don't even know until, very much later what they are and what they're good at, and, drawing self-esteem from your talents, that's real. That's not just Bob the Builder told me that I'm special when I was 4.
And helicopter parents can't tell you that either. It has you have to really feel it.
The
You
world.
can't,
Yeah,
every
the
time
world.
you make one score in a soccer game, you're not suddenly Beckham.
Yeah, Aaron.
Just jumping to me. No, I think that I see where you're coming from. I think that it's a little tangential, but it's still a good point. If you want to feel as though, if you think that your problem stems from you feeling as though you don't have anything to offer to the group, then working on yourself could very well be the solution. I mean, what makes you feel good about you, work on that, right? And I think that's kind of where you're coming from.
Yeah, because then you join clubs that have people with similar interests, and it's easier to be yourself around people where you have something to talk about.
And then it's natural.
Yes, exactly.
That's fine.
Yep.
It's just like kissing. All right. So Anonymous writes, can I date my friend's ex? They broke up about 7 months ago. Over the summer, she did stuff with his best friend, and now she might date his other best friend. I've liked her ex for over 2 years now. Can I date him? I've tried to get over him, but I can't. Help.
Yeah, sure. You should.
I say
These
yes,
people
go
are
for it.
all sophomores.
Next question.
Yeah,
So
go for
that's-
it.
Everyone says go for it?
I'm just
Go for
kidding.
it.
I don't.
Okay, Josh has a different opinion.
I don't think she should go for it. I mean, if
Because?
at that age in high school, it maybe in older in life, your friends might not care, but in high school, if you really want to date this guy, you're probably going to lose that friend, because in high school, people don't
In the
take
real
kindly
life.
to dating people who they've dated in the past. And despite what her friend did, or her actions, like dating this guy's best friend and all that, you have to focus on what you're going to do and what your reactions and what you want to.
What if she had a conversation with her friend first?
Right.
And said,
She
how do you
could do
feel
that,
about
yeah.
this?
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. I think that if this is a question that's being asked to us, it's a concern for a reason. Maybe there's been a hint, my boyfriend's off limits, something like that has been said. So if this is your plan, talk it over with your friend first, unless you are feeling so strongly about this guy that you place that over your friendship, which is possible. That is totally possible. Think about that.
And I do agree that you have to do what you feel like you need to do. If you want to be with this guy, be with this guy, but you also have to understand there might be consequences to your actions.
There's consequences to every choice we make, and this is a bigger choice than most. Is your hand up, Greg?
No, sorry, I was fixing my glasses because I was
Brady?
at a party last week and somebody sat on them and they were done.
Why?
Oh, wow.
Who would sit on your glasses?
Interesting. What
Was
do you
your
guys think
face
about this?
attached to
I'm
them
gonna
when that
send
happened?
you in an anonymous question.
Oh my God, Louise. Wait, oh my God.
You're having a conversation. I'm having a conversation with a very good friend. The door is closed. We're in there having a conversation, and I had taken my glasses off and put them
No,
down
I
on the
was just
couch
thinking
next
that
to me.
maybe you had fallen asleep, Brady.
No, this
That
is a
maybe
good
he had
etiquette
fallen
question.
asleep and someone sat on him.
No, the idea wasn't in the glasses. So somebody walks into the room. This is a question that could have been texted in, and clearly we're having a private conversation. I've even taken off the mask and put my glasses down.
Right.
And the door is closed. He just came in the room and sat down and joined the conversation.
Not
Whoa.
And sat on my glasses. And I've not had time to take them back to myself.
So it's
no,
like
that's a faux pas.
But LAI Works is my guy, and they will fix it up. But yeah, and I thought, dude, why-
LAIworks.com.
LA works, everybody. And who made the cake pops, Greg? Shout out.
Oh, Helen, the
Helen.
Flowered Up Baking. She is great. At 13 years old,
Delicious.
she started this baking company.
Whoa.
Wow,
She's
we
still
want her on the
13.
show. We
She's
want her on the
35.
show because she went after her.
She'll come
she
in.
went after her dreams.
And she made it happen. And she,
Yeah.
who has glitter on them from some of her stuff?
A little bit.
I think you do.
Yeah.
Brady.
So back to the question.
Yeah.
Look, I think that she should get with the guy that her best friend, is getting with now, right? Because it seems like that's where the hot stuff is at. If she's moved on, because you don't want sloppy seconds, you want those.
And you can talk to Brady Glasser at worstadvice.com.
No.
I second that.
No,
Adviceever.com.
Hey,
sorry.
How do you? Okay. So she breaks up with this guy, right?
Right.
He's obviously old news. Okay.
Right.
And now her best friend is getting with this other dude who is probably awesome if she's getting with him, right?
Well, just because one of the things that I get these questions a lot from people that go, well, my friend did something really, really bad, so why does everyone think that what I did is so bad? It's like you can't undo a bad thing by doing another bad thing.
Yeah, Josh.
Actually, I think I might change my stance because I've been reading it more.
All right.
And you said you've liked this person for 2 years, but your friend was only dating for 7 months. So your friend knew that you liked this person before
likely.
They
Who
got
knows?
together.
Who
You
knows?
can't call dibs.
If they talked about it, yeah.
You can't call
They're,
dibs.
if they're friends, and I'm assuming they're friends because they're saying they're friends, then that person knew that they like this guy, and you shouldn't
You know
be
what we
friends with
should
that
do though is
person.
just as a guidepost for life. I think that we should just make a friends chart with Ross and Rachel and Chandler, and just like
Oh man, I'm
what
so
is
down
the time
for friends
period
chat.
between people dating people that other people can date people, because it's all in Friends. The blueprint is there.
And
right?
that blueprint was set before they started filming. You know, when they flash back, when you see Ross and Rachel at the
That's
end, and they go
right.
Right?
back
Yeah.
Right.
season one, you're like,
right.
they had
Wow.
this plan.
These guys is smart.
Well, but it's obvious. It's really
Yeah.
obvious
So
towards
it's
the
like
end.
within a circle of friends, yes, there's a certain amount of like
I think communication is what you have
cross
to.
dating that
Communication.
we'll call it cross dating that takes place.
Yep.
But communication.
Keep it open and keep that communication going. Talk to your ex-friend. Talk to the current friend.
That
talk
could
to
become your
everybody.
ex-friend.
Yeah, because it sounds like she's not talking to anybody.
All right, so Greg, I'm going to address this question directly to you because you're wise. Why is it the guys I don't like ask me out and the guys I do like seem to be uninterested? Now, I want to bet you she's talking about one particular guy, and that just feels like a sweeping generality, when really it's just that she's not getting what she wants when she wants it.
It is so hard to step out of ourselves and get a really clear self-image. You know, self-perception is nearly impossible.
You can do it on Freaky Friday because then you become your mother. And
You
you
do
get
a whole
really
switch
good
thing.
view. Yeah.
But to jump out of our body and swirl around and see how other people see us. Look, if that was the case, half the people would not show up at award shows dressed like they show up. You clearly have no way to step out of yourself and judge. So why is it that the guys that you like don't ask you out? They just may not like you
That
And
way.
Accept that and move on. But to get back to something we talked about earlier, try being their friend. Try being the person that they may want to go out with. If you're not talking to them, then they may not even know that you're interested. So just have a conversation.
So just like, you know how like in the universe we're just giving out energy? So it's like romantic energy, romantic energy, and it's like misfire, and then suddenly there's a click, boom, and it happens. But it's not necessarily supposed to happen in high school. So don't say never.
So much time.
Never hasn't happened yet.
Right.
What are you talking about, Louise? What are you talking about with
spiritualism. Well, I like this
The click,
guy who
click,
likes
click.
someone else, who likes someone else, who likes
Uh-huh.
someone else, and then suddenly it clicks into place where the person you like likes you back. It doesn't always happen. It's magical when
Right.
it happens.
And you make
Yeah, that's
adjustments.
true.
You make
Yes.
adjustments. You'll see, to get back to the book that I'm pimping.
Yeah.
We spent 2 weeks at the firing range learning to shoot the M16. I'd never fired a rifle in my life. And if you're firing, I'm not advocating that everybody goes out and get a rifle, but if you are shooting the M16 as a professional, a paid Marine professional, and your bullets are not going in the way that you want them, you adjust your shot. You go up a couple of clicks, you go over, and you take in consideration wind until you're on target. And that makes you an effective Marine, and that makes you an effective person if you would make adjustments in your life and fix that behavior.
And you think it works that way for romantic energy?
Yes, if you boil it down
Okay.
to be just that, absolutely. I'm saying make adjustments in your behavior. If I can make an adjustment in a technical item like a rifle or shoot an azimuth and a compass to get me out of the fucking woods, then I can certainly say, oh, that guy seems to like heavy metal. I better not just constantly be making
Fun of heavy metal.
Fun of heavy metal. I may have to
But
chat him up a bit.
you shouldn't dramatically change who you are to hopefully get someone's romantic interest.
You
It could be an
You
intangible.
gotta land that fish. You gotta
This guy knows. This guy knows.
If you have to like heavy metal for a couple months, like heavy metal
You
for a
just,
couple
you
months.
just have to not make fun of the stuff he likes. Brady.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll get to you, Aaron. I'm sorry. I just want to say you have no clue what it's like to be a guy.
I do not.
As a
not.
guy, like you do change yourself in a way.
Maybe for a couple months.
Some important ways. Yeah, for a couple of months, right? And then you settle in, and you're like, okay, I'm not doing anything today.
Well, it's true.
You're gonna
'cause-
deal with it.
I mean,
I'm gonna
you,
sit on the
like,
couch.
you do like give up Hawaiian shirts if that's something that's gross to the girl. Like, but you don't.
Yeah,
make
I
huge
would.
In
changes.
general, though.
Aaron.
Okay, so why is the guys I don't like ask me out, and the guys I do like seem to be uninterested? So you interpreted that as there's this one guy who just won't ask her
I
out.
did.
I interpret it as the only people who have asked her out are people she doesn't like.
Right.
And I think that maybe the people that she does like are maybe the kind of people who wouldn't be so inclined as to go up to a girl brazenly saying, please go out with me, right?
Oh, there's that.
So I think that perhaps the kind of guy you're looking for is the kind of guy who would maybe want to start off as friends, which is something that actually you said.
So what adjustment should she make?
Lower
Well,
her standards.
And this actually goes back to what
Guys
you
love that.
this goes back to what you were saying, which is, talk to people, go up and make sure that they know that you want them to be a part of your life in some way, right? Even if it's just saying hi every day, making sure you say hi every day. Just start something.
And if they say go away, then you do.
Yeah.
But yes, I
Hopefully.
think you have that conversation.
Another thing you can do is, make sure they know that you think they're funny. That when someone says something intelligent, you can say, "Oh, that's so true," because people like to be affirmed. They like to be heard, and they like for someone to go, "I agree with what you just said," and so do that kind of thing. Those are slight adjustments.
I wish
right?
every teenager in the world could come and spend a week around a writer's table of a situation comedy. And Louise, I know you know what this is like, because if you come in and you've written a beautiful script and you're so proud of these jokes, be ready for everybody else to go, "I don't even get that. That's not funny." And you're thinking, "Oh my God, I was up all night. I cracked myself up. I love that. That's not funny." And of course, it gets taken out. But you have to
It's
lose all
hurts your
sensitivities.
feelings, yeah.
You have to be tough and do it. And and if someone shares a really personal story, I worked on a script. I worked on a series where it was set in a boarding school, and all these kids were 12 and 14 years old. So everybody told these really incredible personal stories about themselves as we would research scripts and stories. And somebody would share something really personal about maybe the way they lost their virginity. And comedy writers are not kind and loving and go over and cuddle them. It's like lions on the zebra kill. We just chew them up, and the poor woman was kind of damaged.
What happened?
Just sharing a very personal story, and
Right.
comedy writers are not sensitive to
Right.
to walk them through that revelation.
Like your
Yeah.
trauma is not funny, and it's like, wait, I just bared my soul. What's the past tense of bore?
Bore.
Bore. Yeah. I
Yeah,
bore
bore my soul, and you
or
guys.
bared my soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the comedy writers are like, you bored my soul.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hey-oh.
Yeah,
Yes, a
so
lot of
it's
Okay.
just like it's really just about putting out good energy, because eventually good energy will come back to you if that's what you put out. And the
Hashtag
guy
be
that
nice.
that you're meant to be with is gonna find you. You just can't get too negative
I-
about it.
I totally
Yeah.
disagree with you. I think that you are not meant to be with anybody. You find people who work well with you, and you work it out.
but
with
that
them.
could be that. Those, let's say that's like a billion people that could like you, because I don't even know what your math is on this. But the people that
It's
would
still pretty small.
Yeah, the people that would like you will find you if you're smiling. They won't find you if you're all defensive. Nobody likes me. You
Well, it's the body language too.
Right.
Be approachable and be available.
That's not how it happens in movies. Michael Cera gets girls by being very quiet and staying in the back corner of the party. And then what happens? And
Right.
it's magic. The girl comes over and talks to him and says, "What are you doing here? You don't seem like you fit in."
Who wrote
Michael
that
Cera's
movie?
like, Michael Cera probably, or somebody else who wasn't
Maybe
popular in
some
high school.
50-year-old man.
See, but the reason Michael
working it
Cera
out.
is popular is because guys want to believe that, oh, if I just stand by the punch bowl, she'll come over, and if I just look adorable,
Yes,
she'll
that was
come-
my entire middle school
And she's a
expectation.
supermodel.
And those scripts were written by guys that used to be Michael Cera in high school, so it's not true. It's
true.
their dream. People write their dream, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Are we wrapping up the show, Trish? One more minute. So
Yeah.
hold up your book, Greg Cope White. And it's called The Pink Marine. It's on tell people where to find the book.
Go to my website, pinkmarine.com. You can follow me on Twitter at EatGregEat or Instagram. I have a lot of food pictures, obviously being on Cooking Channel and Food Network. But go to my website, thepinkmarine.com. There's a lot of really funny videos that some of my Hollywood friends have made with me.
Betty White.
Betty White.
Wait, what?
Yeah, go to the website.
Oh my God.
And you can find it, and you can buy it through all your online retailers there. It's also in stores. If you are near a bookstore and you want them to order it, they can order it. It's distributed by Ingram. And so, but you can go to my website and buy it on Amazon and all the other places, Barnes & Noble and Indie Books and Abe Books. But just go to the website's really fun.
And thank you so
Awesome.
much for being with us, Greg.
Yeah,
Yes,
that was
thank
fun.
you.
Loved it.
Gracias.
Come back soon.
There's like a
Okay.
little shot of Botox, all rejuvenated.
Goodbye, everybody.